Fight fans, buckle up. The last 48 hours have been pure chaos in the fight world. We saw Chael Sonnen literally put to sleep twice in the same match. A pro wrestler attacked by Rampage Jackson's son is finally out of the hospital and talking. Tom Aspinall's father dropped bombshell plans that could take the UFC heavyweight champion into the boxing world. And Tony Ferguson, yes, El Cucuy himself, shocked everyone by finally snapping his 6-year losing streak, then tore into Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov with some of the boldest words we've heard all year. Let's break it all down. The weekend started with one of the strangest and most viral moments in recent memory. At Craig Jones Invitational 2 in Las Vegas, Chael Sonnen stepped in on short notice for a grappling superfight against Craig Jones. Most fans expected a fun exhibition. What they got was a scene straight out of a highlight reel. Within seconds, Jones locked Sonnen into a buggy choke, a submission that sneaks up from bottom position. Sonnen fought, squirmed, and tried to power out, but in less than 30 seconds, his body went limp. Sonnen was out cold. The crowd gasped, but Sonnen came back around quickly. Instead of calling it a night, he waved to continue. And unbelievably, the same exact thing happened again. Jones trapped him in another buggy choke, and once again Sonnen was rendered unconscious. 2 sleeps, same move, same fight. The referee, John McCarthy, had no choice but to wave it off. Even Sonnen had to laugh, later joking on social media. The contract said best 3 out of 5. But the chaos didn't end there. Still, it was Sonnen's bizarre double nap that stole the show. For a man known for his trash talk and showmanship, it might be the most embarrassing but unforgettable moment of his career. And just when you thought that was wild, things in the MMA community got even darker. Just days earlier, fans were stunned by the news of Syko Stu Smith, a pro wrestler with MMA ties, being brutally attacked mid-show by Rampage Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson. The incident left Stu with horrifying injuries: a fractured maxilla, both jaws damaged, a torn lip, and several missing teeth. For a while, fans feared the worst. But now there's an update. Stu has been released from the hospital and is back home recovering. In his first public message, he expressed deep gratitude for the overwhelming support. A GoFundMe campaign for his medical bills has already surpassed $200,000, with fans, fighters, and even celebrities contributing. The LAPD confirmed an investigation is ongoing. Rampage Jackson could face serious legal consequences, though no official charges have been filed yet. Michael Bisping addressed the situation on his Believe You Me podcast. He didn't excuse Raja's behavior, but he suggested toxic online chats and streaming culture may have pushed him to act out, trying to prove himself in front of a hostile digital crowd. Bisping made it clear Raja is in big trouble, and Rampage might even feel the fallout. Stu, meanwhile, is facing a long road of surgeries and rehab, but he's alive, positive, and determined to bounce back. That's one fighter's nightmare, but in the heavyweight division, another fighter's dream might be shifting in a whole new direction. Tom Aspinall is one of the UFC's brightest stars. The British heavyweight champion has risen quickly, earning respect for his crisp boxing and technical skill. But according to his father and coach, Andy Aspinall, the UFC might not be his only future. In an interview this weekend, Andy laid out a surprising 12-month plan for Tom. First, defend his title against Cyril Gane at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi on October 25th. Next, fight again in January. After that, a UK homecoming bout in front of local fans. And finally, a crossover to boxing. Why boxing? Andy was blunt. The money. Heavyweight boxing superstars like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Alexander Usyk are earning tens of millions. Even as a UFC champion, Tom's pay doesn't compare. And with his size and skill set, plus past sparring with Fury, the idea isn't far-fetched. It wouldn't be the first time an MMA champ made the leap. Conor McGregor did it with Floyd Mayweather. Francis Ngannou nearly shocked the world against Fury. And if Aspinall follows that path, the paydays could change his life forever. Still, it raises questions. Will the UFC let one of its top champions dip into boxing? And would fans embrace it or see it as leaving the sport too soon? While the future of the heavyweight division is up in the air, another fighter, one who many thought was finished, just rewrote his own story in spectacular fashion. For the first time since 2019, Tony Ferguson is back in the win column. El Cucuy snapped his infamous losing streak in his professional boxing debut at Misfits Boxing 22 in Manchester. His opponent? The influencer boxer Salt Papi. Most fans expected Ferguson to stumble again. He entered the fight as a plus 340 underdog, and many online mocked the matchup as a cash grab. But when the bell rang, Tony looked different. He pressed forward, threw creative combinations, and moved with urgency. By round 3, he overwhelmed Salt Papi, forcing the referee to stop the fight at 2:43 of the third round. Just like that, Ferguson ended a 6-year nightmare of losses. For him, it was pure relief. He admitted afterward that there were no tears, just joy and the release of years of frustration. But the real fireworks came after the fight. At the post-fight press conference, Tony didn't hold back. Asked about possible opponents, he went straight at Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's McGregor scared shitless, like that coward Khabiber. These are the two fighters I've always wanted to fight. I've got dossiers on both. I scared the shot out of them. It was classic Ferguson, eccentric, fearless, and unfiltered. Sitting in the room was Dylan Dennis, McGregor's teammate, who smirked while Tony unloaded. Dennis later said he liked Tony but argued McGregor wouldn't fight him because Tony doesn't want to get hurt. Still, Ferguson's words lit up the MMA world. The Khabib fight, canceled 5 times in the past, is still seen as the greatest what-if in UFC history. The McGregor fight, while unlikely, would be a spectacle fans couldn't ignore. Khabib, as usual, stayed silent. No posts, no replies, nothing. Sometimes silence is the loudest response of all. Ferguson's win and comments sparked reactions across the MMA landscape. BJ Penn cheered, "Let's go El Cucuy," #JustScrap. Tom Taylor admitted, "Never thought I'd see Tony Ferguson win a fight again. Love it." Analyst Jed Goodman emphasized the huge upset odds Tony overcame. Ben Askren dropped a quick cheeky tweet that went viral. Michael Bisping, while calling some knockouts at Misfits 22 sad to see, gave Tony his respect for finally snapping the streak. On Reddit, fans debated the stoppage but mostly chanted, "Tony! Tony! Tony!" as if it were 2017 again. The comeback wasn't just a win on paper, it was a reminder of why Tony Ferguson still has a place in combat sports conversations. So fight fans, here's the question. Which of these stories shocked you the most? Sonnen's double nap, Stu's survival and recovery, Aspinall's boxing ambitions, or Tony Ferguson's comeback and fiery words for McGregor and Khabib? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them all. And if you enjoyed this roundup, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next wild twist in the fight world. Because if this weekend proved anything, it's that in MMA, legends can fall, careers can revive, and chaos is always just one fight away. Fight fans, buckle up. The next shock is coming sooner than you think.